Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss about the interpolation, decimation and linear time invariant systems. First of all, we'll discuss about linear time invariant system, and later on we'll discuss regarding decimation and interpolation. What is linear time invariant system? And in this abbreviation itself, we can divide this linear time invariant systems into two parts, like it is what is linear system and what is time invariant system. What is linear system? A system to which a superposition theorem can be applied is called linear system. A system to which the superposition theorem can be applied is called linear system. While if the input-output relationship of that system remains same at all the times, then we call that as time invariant system. If a system has both linearity, it satisfies both linearity as well as time invariance, we call it as linear time invariant system. And this is a simple block diagram where you can see that initially an input of x of n sequence is being given to an LTI system, and we will be getting an output sequence y of n. And linear time invariant system, it is an impulse response. It consists of an impulse response which is operated on input sequence x of n, and we'll be getting the output as y of n. And simply we can say that this is the block diagram which shows which is represented for to give the input output relationship of an discrete system. Okay, here x of n sequence is the input and y of n sequence is the output. In order to get this system response, we are going with the two approaches. One is the time domain approach and as well as frequency domain approach. Here one of the approach which we are discussing here is convolution. This convolution is an time domain system response can be calculated with this convolution. Time domain, this is a time domain approach. This is a time domain. And what about this? Coming to Z transform as well as system function, it is a frequency domain. System response can calculated in frequency domain. So here it is. This is time as well as frequency. And what is a convolution? Before going into it, I would like to show you the this block diagram once again. Here an impulse system response is being applied, or impulse systems response is being applied onto an input sequence, and that will be shown as an output. Y of n is nothing but the impulse response as well as convolved with input response x of n. And we can simply say that impulse response is used to characterize the LTI system. And as I said previously, what is linear system? Linear system nothing but a system which to which a superposition theorem can be applied. What is a superposition theorem? It states for a linear system that the net response cost for two or more inputs is sum of the inputs each would have cost on its own. Nothing but if I take f of x1 plus x2, f of x1 plus x2 is equal to f of x1 plus f of x2. This is additive property of superposition theorem. There is another homogeneity concept also, nothing but f of ax is equal to a into f of x. So these are the things. This is the general definition of a superposition theorem. If a system which satisfies this superposition theorem, it can be called that as a linear system, and the input output relationship remains same at any point of time we call it as linear time invariant system. If that system satisfies both, we call it as linear time invariant system. An impulse response is used to characterize this linear time invariant system. How does that impulse response looks like? This is an impulse response. Unit sample response or impulse response. Here is the input, and here k ranges from minus infinity to infinity. Minus infinity to plus infinity. And this is the way, and we can rewrite this as summation k equal to minus infinity to infinity x of n minus k into h of n, and the final expression in we can write it as h of n convolution is representation is done like this: h of n convolved with x of n. So what is a convolution? It relates input and output of a linear time system to this unit sample impulse response. Unit sample response or an impulse response. And here this is the expression, and it is used to find the system response in time domain. As I mentioned earlier, it is used to find the system response in time domain for an arbitrary input sequence, which is x of n. Coming to this Z transform, before this how it is been written, this is derived from the general frequency response of n point sequence expression. What is that? X of the expression for it is x of e power j theta is equal to summation n equal to 0, this n is equal to 0 to n minus 1 finite length sequence, n equal to 0 to n minus 1 x of n into e power minus j n theta. That is the general expression for a frequency response of n point sequence. In place of e power minus j theta, we just replace with z. So the expression will be x of z is equal to summation n equal to 0 to n minus 1 x of n z power minus n. Instead of e power j theta, we replace that with z. So the frequency response which we can calculate in terms of z is through this Z transform, and the system response is calculated in the frequency domain. Coming to the system function, it is simply by this equation. By looking at this equation, you can simply understand that it is a Z transform, or it is a ratio of Z transform of output to the Z transform of input, and it is a complex function, and it consists of magnitude as well as phase parameters in it. And in order to find the system frequency response of this function, we simply say that this is a transfer function, and the roots of numerator of this transfer function is called as zeros. You might be knowing this from the control systems concept, zeros. And roots of denominator of this transfer function is will give us poles. The location of poles and zeros, the location of poles and zeros determine the response of the system. The location of poles and zeros determine the response of the system. This is what a general linear time invariant system mean. I think it is clear. Now let us go with the concepts of decimation and interpolation. What is decimation and interpolation? Decimation and interpolation are DSP, simple DSP operations. What does this decimation do? Decimation will decrease the sampling rate, and interpolation will increase the sampling rate. How does it decrease the sampling rate? By removing some samples, but it should not violate the sampling theorem. In such a way, the samples will be removed and that will be downsampled. The sampling rate will be decreased in this decimation concept, and sampling rate can be increased with the interpolation concept. Let us have a look at this block diagram. What is this? Initially, x of n is a sequence of numbers. Let us take some sequence of numbers like 3, 2, 2, 4, 1, 0, I would like to continue here, -3, -2, -1, 0, 2, 3. Let us assume that this is a sequence of x of n, which we are giving this as input to digital low pass filter. What does this digital low pass filter do? It filters out the input sequence and it satisfies the, and this is being kept in order to satisfy the sampling theorem. Okay, after filtered out, how will be the sequence? Nothing but W of n is equal to 1, 2.1. For example, this is the filtered out sequence of the input: 2.1, 2, 3.9, 1.5, 0.1, and minus 2.9, -2, -1.1, -1, sorry, 0.1, anything. This is just a filtered output. I would like to mention few values so that you can understand the concept clearly. 2.95, 2.4 or 9, anything. Okay, so this is the input which you have chosen and passed it through the low pass filter. It satisfies the sampling theorem and we'll be getting the filtered output in this form. And now we are going to downsample this with a factor of m is equal to 2. For example, we are downsampling it with a factor of m, and the downsampling factor of take it as 2. Nothing but we'll be getting the output as just it removes 2.1, it receives 2, it removes 3.9, it receives 1.5, and it removes this 0.1 and sends only minus 2.9. It removes this alternate values will be taken. This will be sent and this will be removed. This is what the final sequence you will be getting at the output if you choose the factor as m equal to 2. The same thing from this block diagram, we can write a mathematical expression to this decimation process. The decimated sequence, this is a decimated sequence which is obtained by dropping every other sample, and the input output this is an input, right? Input output relationship. The input output relationship for a decimation of a signal by a factor of m is given by this expression, and it is given as y of m is equal to w of m, capital M. Here it might as it is taken as y of n, you just take it as y of n. Why there is a confusion? Just follow the same. If you keep it as a y of m, follow the same here. W of mm, because the what is y of n? It is downsampled version of the filtered output of this input sequence. So this is represented as y of n is equal to w of m. With what factor? It is been downsampled with the factor of m. That's why it is w of m into capital M. And we can write this as this expression. What is this? Where from where do we get? This is from w of n is equal to summation bk. This is the summation. Always you keep it as k is equal to minus infinity to infinity. Summation from k is equal to minus infinity to infinity. Bk x of n minus k. Nothing but what is this bk? It is a coefficient of low pass filter. Coefficient of low pass filter. Low pass filter. Okay, and as this W of n, what is the output we will be getting from the W of n? Nothing but it is a filtered output of a input sequence. It's a filtered output. That's why we have been multiplied with the coefficient of low pass filter, and this is what the input sequence will be getting. How many times does it get multiplied and getting added up from minus infinity to infinity number of times. The additive multiplications of this is being continued, and this is the input output relationship of a decimation sequence. Now coming to interpolation, as I said, interpolation is nothing but increasing of a sampling rate. This is how do we increase the sampling rate? If you have only less number of samples, if the number of samples which you, in a sequence are very less, for example it is 3, if you wanted to just increase the sampling rate, you have to just insert zeros so that you can increase the sampling rate. You just insert zeros, and you can, in this way you can increase the sampling rate depending on the application, whether you have to decrease or increase the sampling rate. Better to choose with any of the operation of DSP, that is decimation or interpolation. Coming to this block diagram, as this is insert of L minus 1 zeros, or simply we can say it as upsampler. It is an upsampler. This downsampler. Earlier in as we need to decrease the sampling rate, we use downsampler in decimation. As we need to increase the sampling rate, we are going with upsampling. As it is, we will be giving an input x of n, and the input which is given to an upsampler, it increases the sampling rate of this sequence x of n. It increases. How does it increase? It just adds zeros. It just adds zeros to the input sequence of x of m, and you will be getting an output of W of m. We'll follow the same notation. Just remove this not to have any confusion. W of m. What is W of m? It is nothing but an upsample version of this input sequence. You will be getting it as an W of m. And when it is passed through low pass filter, it gets multiplied with the numbers of filter coefficients, and you will be getting the output output once it is band limited by this low pass filter. Filtered output you will be getting at the end. That we will be calling it as Y of m. So simply we can write it as Y of m is equal to bk. What is bk? As I said, it is from k equal to minus infinity to infinity. Okay. Minus infinity to infinity. What is bk? Coefficient of low pass filter. And what is W of m minus k? Nothing but, here W of m is nothing but filtered upsample version of the input sequence. This Y of m is nothing but W m minus k into the coefficients of low pass filter. And what is this W of m? W of m is equal to x of m by L. It is been upsampled by a factor of L. Okay, let us take some small example here. Again, if you wanted to take a sequence of x of n, let it be x of n is equal to square braces 0, 3, 6, 9, 12. Okay, now let us see how the sequence of W of m looks like. It is nothing but an interpolated, upsampled sequence, right? We are going to add how many factors? 2 again. Take L as 2 again. Interpolating factor as 2, and again you go with this, just pad with zeros 300 again, 600 again, 900 again, 12. So this is what the output of W of M, and when it is passed through low pass filter, you will be getting a filtered sequence at the output, like for example 0, 12, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 up to 12, for example, up to 12. So this is what the filtered output. In this way the interpolation process has been carried out, and later on we'll be discussing about the digital filters in the coming session. I think it is clear for you that interpolation and decimation are the two digital signal processing operations itself. One is used for decreasing the sampling rate, nothing but decimation, and another is used to just increase the sampling rate. I think it is clear for you. If let us discuss about the digital filters in the coming session. Thank you one and all.